Well, the time is just gone 9:38 a.m. as we continue with the broadcast this morning, and we are now taking a look at the aftermath of the ANC's 55th annual conference, the national conference that had taken place. And there is still a lot of debate, there is still a lot of talk in terms of the outcomes, and huge question marks are hanging over the ANC and the composition of the 80 NEC members. And earlier on, we've heard about certain minority groupings complaining about the composition of the NEC. It is not reflective of the demographics of the country, but also looking at some of the people that have been excluded. Kosatu, for example, in fact, part of the alliance with the African National Congress, and they've now been completely excluded from the NEC as well. So, what is happening? And the Workers' and Socialist Party have issued a press release talking about a statement, and also at the same time saying that the billionaire Cyril Ramaphosa has won again. This time he won the shovels to dig the grave of the ANC. We are now joined by Workers' and Socialist Party, Indumiso Nkube. Indumiso, good morning to you, and welcome to the show. Uh, I think Indonesia has frozen. Possibly there are some connective issues. We have lost him, but we will definitely get in touch with him very, very shortly. But the statement talks about the ANC, saying that this is a turbulent Congress of the ANC. Its billionaire President Cyril Ramaphosa has managed to retain his position despite facing charges over robbery at his Pala Pala game farm and almost resigning barely 2 weeks ago, where he defeated the former Minister of Health and ANC Treasurer General Zweli Mkhize. But this, again, when one looks at the analysis, and I see Indumiso Nkube is back with us. Indumiso, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much for having me on your show today. Can you
Yes,
hear me?
yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Indumiso. And I'm just looking at the statement that the Workers' and Socialist Party has issued, and it speaks of many issues, and we will unpack those. And the key issue here is looking at just your view of the conference, and also at the same time looking at those that have been elected, and including the NEC, which is a subject of a lot of debate.
Okay. I think it's first it's quite important to look at the context, that this conference is taking place in. This year, 2022, on May Day, we saw the president being booed and heckled off the stage by mine workers. During the Kosatsu Congress, we saw, the ANC being refused the platform to speak as they would normally like to. And this is because of all the different challenges, the different socioeconomic problems that have been growing, and we've been in a very volatile economic situation for some time. So this conference was taking place under that bedrock, and for many people that have been hoping that there would be some kind of change that would come out of this conference, but unfortunately it is just more of the same. When we look at the NEC members, when we look at who was elected, it is clear that there's a serious disconnect between the labor, between the working class, between the workers, and those who are at the top of the ANC. So there are quite a number of issues which, we are facing, in this country at the moment. But I don't think that it's possible for us to move forward anymore with any illusions that the ANC might give us any hope for addressing any of these issues. For example, if we look at load shedding and unemployment, the two are intricately connected. Um, but there's no ways, as it stands, we're not seeing anything coming from the ANC in terms of very viable alternatives. Yeah.
Yes, in fact, in Tumiso, I think a lot of focus at this conference, and when one looks at many of the analysis that has actually taken place, speaks only about two issues. They speak about President Cyril Ramaphosa as the best person for the job, and at the same time, talking about the defeat of the RET faction. Now, simplistically, that is the how the outcome of this conference has been analyzed. And even when one looks at the NEC, people are looking in terms of numbers, what support Ramaphosa has at the NEC, and what support the RET faction can provide, or how difficult is it that they're going to make for him. I think I see, no, we've lost Ndumiso. We're going to try and get him on the phone. Once again, connection issues have been playing out, and we are going to try and get him on the phone, hopefully. So let us go for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll try and get hold of Ndumiso again.
This is Salam Media.
Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah akbar. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah akbar. At times I feel that the
Fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
Our Children of the World project is designed to provide relief and support to vulnerable children in crisis-hit countries. Penny Appeal South Africa prioritizes assisting these children with medical assistance, educational resources and support, food security, housing, and psychosocial support. All of our interventions are channeled to ensure that the well-being of the child and their household is prioritized in meeting their needs in a dignified manner. You can find out more by visiting our website www.pennyappeal.org.za or call us on 031 110 0573. Penny Appeal South Africa. Small change, big difference.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness, and every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and freezer card calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, has said, "He is not a believer whose stomach is filled while his neighbor is hungry." Help us at Sansav to ease the hunger burdens of those in need by providing freshly prepared meals daily. You can be part of this by donating once off or monthly towards the Sansav Meals Project. Visit sansav.org.za or call us on 011 834 6046 for more information. Sansav, changing lives through development and relief.
With so many investment options today, it's only natural that you might feel a little confused which route to take. Should I buy shares or should I invest in gold bullion? Randery Jewelers now brings you the Zahab coin, an alternative to the Kruger Rand. The Zahab coin, a solid wealth protector in its purest form of 24-karat gold, is the safest way to protect your wealth. So don't just sit there and watch your paper money depreciate. Change to gold. Call Randery Jewelers now at 031 202 4701 or visit www.rjcoin.co.za. Situated at 151 Essenwood Road, Musgrave, Durban. Randery Jewelers, the family name you can trust. Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
Well, the time is just gone 9:47 a.m. as we continue with the broadcast this morning. Unfortunately, we have lost Ndumiso Nkube due to connection problems with his internet, and unfortunately, we cannot get hold of him on the telephone. But the key issue that the workers in Socialist Party have actually raised is saying that this Congress that the ANC had is the most turbulent Congress, and Cyril Ramaphosa has actually managed to retain his position, but also at the same time looking at a number of issues that have been playing out, the crushing defeat of the RET when one looks at Mkhize, Zweli Mkhize. I mean, he lost by almost 600 votes. And there again, it's not as simplistic as we make it out to be. But what the workers and Socialist Party is saying is this outcome will please the financial markets. And at the end of the day, again, looking at where is this likely to take the ANC. But what is also fundamental is the complete absence of the COSATU leadership from the National Executive Committee. And for the first time since COSATU had joined the alliance of the ANC and SACP, there will be no overlap in the leadership of these components in the tripartite alliance that they have enjoyed. Now, one of the reasons possibly could be COSATU has refused to endorse Cyril Ramaphosa or his rival, unlike in the previous Congresses. And this is important, and also looking at some of the other issues that have been playing out, where a meeting between the COSATU leadership and the newly elected top seven of the ANC, which was scheduled immediately after the election results were announced. Now, on the agenda, the main issue remained whether the wage dispute in the public service, for which there is no solution, will satisfy both the markets, which Ramaphosa's leadership absolutely want to appease, and the public servants. So that is the one issue, and also what the workers in Socialist Party is saying, that there is no reason for hope. The outcome of this conference also means that it will become more apparent to the working class that Ramaphosa is incapable of resolving the deepening crisis of high levels of unemployment, poverty, climate disasters, electricity blackouts, and stagflation. And also at the same time, one needs to take into account the commissions. I see Indumiso is back with us. Indumiso, yes, on the telephone we have got him. Indumiso, yes, we're trying to get hold of him, but also looking at social polarization, and looking at the ANC in terms of, how this is actually going to polarize the community. Indumiso is back with us. Indumiso, good morning to you and welcome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, I know we lost contact, but I was just going through your statement while we were trying to get in touch with you, and you've raised a number of issues in the statement. You speak about the crushing defeat of the RET. You speak about the rejection of the COSATU leadership and the exclusion from the NEC. All of this put together, what does this actually mean for the ANC, the top seven now, and also looking at the party going forward?
Yeah, I think going forward, we, as I said previously, going forward, we can't really expect the ANC to give any genuine solutions to the working class. We cannot expect the ANC to all of a sudden change the spots on its skin. And yes, there were these two factions that were competing, but ultimately, if you look at their programs, what it is that they were offering, you realize that, there isn't much. It's the same neoliberal policies, same neoliberal approach. And it is important, right, to recognize that the gap between COSATU, the workers' leaders and the workers on the ground, that gap is starting to develop. We can now see more and more clearly that the ANC at its top, the ANC leadership is so far removed from the workers. And, we're able to see this through not only the reactions that the ANC people have received, this year from COSATU members and from mine workers, etc., but just in general, in communities, people are worried about the lack of commitment, to bringing in change. So I think going forward, what we can expect is it's just going to be more of the same, where the top, ANC officials are just going to be playing musical chairs, trying to wrestle one position from the other. But in terms of program, right, in terms of a program that can actually solve this electricity and blackout crisis, they can't have such a program. In terms of a program to make sure that there's free quality education, they can't bring that to the program. So whichever faction it won, either the RET or the other faction, it was still going to be more of the same. Yeah.
Yes, and also in Dumiso, I think you make a very strong statement in this release, talking about Cyril Ramaphosa winning the race to dig ANC's grave, and what you're saying is he wants the shovels to dig the grave of the ANC. And again, you qualify this statement by talking about the decline in ANC membership of over 330,000, which shows that the support for the ANC is eroding, particularly within the black working class.
Indeed, indeed. If you remember when Ramaphosa came into power, the thinking was that, he came in on the program of cleaning up the ANC, getting rid of corruption within the ANC. But what we said at the time was that you could not do that without actually killing, the ANC, because the corruption goes in so deep. And what we're seeing today with this Phala Phala scandal is just proof of that even he himself is implicated on a very deep level. Now, for now, it might still seem as though, the ANC has some room to wiggle, but it is just a matter of time. The party is now deep by the march of history, right? The passing of time will just show that as, the corruption scandals get worse, and as the facade that as the illusion, starts to wear away that there can be one or two better apples within that party, as that facade starts to erode away, we'll see what's going to come next. And I think we need to start seriously talking about building a mass focused party in preparation for that eventuality.
Exactly, because obviously at this point in time, there aren't many options politically, where we know that many who are out in limbo or in the political wilderness don't have a political home besides the ANC. But saying that, it doesn't mean that people are not looking at alternatives. Now, clearly, we've seen certain parties that have been strengthened as a result of the loss of the support for the ANC. But coming to the party itself, and much has been talked about the RET faction within the ANC, some saying that they've been neutralized, some saying that they've been defeated. But even if the RET faction has been defeated, is there still hope with what Ramaphosa has currently, surrounded himself with the people around him, and also when one looks at the makeup and the composition of the NEC?
Well, look, there's not much. Just one observation, right? The way that Kusatu was excluded, right, from the processes that were, taking place, right? There isn't a representation of labor. The interests of the working class are clearly not in any way, shape, or form being represented in the current NEC. And this just makes it more and more important for us to emphasize that we need to build a working class alternative. There are a number of political parties around, yes, that's true, but at the end of the day, if the working class, the communities, the young people, if people on the ground do not actually have an active say over which services they receive, or which areas money is spent on, government money is spent on, or where are hospitals being built, are the schools being built? If people on the ground don't have say over issues, right, it's just not the same. There's an NEC, the ANC, NEC, they're above people. They're not able to speak on behalf of the people. And for me, that's just the main thing that we need to re-emphasize time and time again, that we cannot proceed, we cannot go forward with having illusions that one faction must come out of the ANC and solve the problem. Ramaphosa himself came into power saying that he would, cure, and clean up the party. But now, with him being given the state, being given the platform to be the president again, it just shows that the complete lack of willingness, to clean up the ANC.
Well, certainly, and also I think when one looks at his track record and in the 5 years that he's led the ANC, he's been pretty ineffective. In fact, many have referred to him as a lame duck president, indecisive, and not having the courage to clean out the organization. And I'm not too sure whether a lot can be expected, despite all these talks of cleaning out and this talk of organizational renewal within the African National Congress in Dumiso.
I don't think there's even much of a space, for cleaning up. I don't think, it is even worth the effort. I don't think we can even expect any genuine willingness from anyone in the ANC, because their interests, are the interests of the bosses. They're interested in securing their profits. So as for, whether some corruption happens or not, that's a secondary factor for them. That's a secondary thing to think about. First and foremost, their priorities are the profits, right? Making sure that big businesses are happy and that look at it this way. If you look at how they've been attacking the CCMA, how they've been attacking labor laws, the working class has been receiving a serious hiding from the time Cyril came into power. So I don't think it's even worth, trying to hope or even trying to conceptualize of how a particular faction can, clean up the ANC. And again, as the working class, we need to just turn our eyes away from that. Go back to our communities, go back to our trade unions, go back, to mobilizing on the ground to build for a mass workers' party so we can have a genuine working class socialist alternative, to this crisis of capitalism, which the ANC, feeds off and lives off.
Well, and Dumiso, in fact, interesting times, and I'm sure that you and I will be having a lot more discussions as we head into 2023 and in the build-up to the elections. And I'm sure a lot is going to play out from now until we get to the elections. And we certainly will keep our eyes open. We will definitely follow the space. But for now, I wish you all the best. I wish you safety during this festive season. And hopefully, at some point in time, you and I will be having another chat. But for now, thank you very much for taking time out and talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Workers in socialist parties, Ndumiso Nkube was us this morning. And with that, we're going to be wrapping up this morning's edition of News and Views. It's been my pleasure being in your company on this day of Jummah. Let us not forget our responsibilities and what we can do to enhance and to add value to this beautiful day of Jummah, to keep ourselves energized and spiritually uplifted. And let us continue reciting abundant durood, salawat on our beloved Master Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also recite Surah Kahf on this day. Next up is going to be Juz 28 by Sheikh Mahir Al-Mu'akli. And from myself and the team, at Salam Media, if you, whatever you're doing today, if you are traveling as well over the weekend, the long weekend that is going to be ahead as well, we make dua for your safety, for your protection, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy on each and every one of us. From myself and the team, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.